if I went through this and kind of counted it all up. Week 1, you had Jaden, Terry, and Debo.
Yep.
But Terry hadn't really practiced because he was coming off the holdout.
Yep.
Week 2, you had Jaden, Terry, and Debo. But Jaden got hurt in that game. He finished the game, but he was pretty clearly hurt, and they were just getting mauled.
Yeah.
Green Bay was all over them. Week 3, you go to Mariota, and you have Terry and Debo. Then Terry gets hurt just before halftime of that game, I believe. Remember where he caught the long one against the Raiders?
Yep.
Week 4, it's just Mariota and Debo. Week 5, it's Jaden and Debo. That's also when Debo's heel injury started. Week 6, it's Jaden and Debo. But if you remember, Debo barely played in the second half of that game. The heel injury was a real factor.
Yep.
Week 7, it was just Jaden. No Terry, no Debo. Week 8, Mariota, Terry, Debo.
Mm-hmm.
Terry gets hurt. Now we're going into Week 9, and it's just going to be Jaden and Debo.
Mm-hmm.
It is easy to point out they've been poor defensively, and the numbers are trending downward in a discouraging way. Their run game has evaporated over the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
You can point to flaws in the offensive line. You can point to just a series of changes along the offensive line.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I'd have to check this. I can't imagine 3 games in a row they've had the same offensive line.
Probably not.
I bet 2 they have, but I don't know about 3. But when you look at your best offensive players not practicing together, I mean, they really did not practice together, period. Mm-hmm. And then even the backup, Mariota, who has now started 3 games, he didn't practice all camp either. Remember, he had the Achilles tendonitis.
Yeah, he missed most of camp.
Right. He might have missed more than Terry did.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd have to go back and check.
I don't have people taking shots at him.
It's similar. Well, he was hurt, but
no, I'm just saying.
But my point is, like, Greenberg was on yesterday, and I thought Greenberg did a really good job of kind of explaining people are all of a sudden trying to condemn Adam Peters or Dan Quinn or Cliff Kingsbury or Joe Witt, and like, oh, these guys don't know anybody, don't know anything.
Man, when you don't have
but
players,
like the situation's pretty absurd.
It's just like playing poker. If you don't have the damn cards, you're not winning, right? I don't care how good a poker player you are. If you don't get the cards and somebody else get them, you're not winning. You know, if people like to sit up here and they forget that you have to have talent to win. And I have seen some of the best of the best. This, like, I've been in some poker tournament with the guys that play for money on TV. And they don't get cards, and the amateurs get cards. And hell, you won a damn poker tournament against people. I mean, what I'm saying, it's like, this is where people.
I want a Rolex,
you know,
baby.
And that's a part of media today, and it's just part of the world where we don't care what's going on. We just have to make the most outlandish comments in the world, and we want to always just find somebody to blame, somebody to attack. It's just the way the way the world goes now.
Yeah, I mean, people just get mad, right? But that said, there have been mistakes. Like, you don't want to let people off for mismanagement or bad decisions, but I think you could try to take the full context of things to understand maybe this is also a factor. Yeah, the lack of continuity offensively is something that Kingsbury's talked about, that Jaden's talked about. But at the same time, Seattle doesn't care. Seattle doesn't care for 1 second who's playing, who's not. Seattle's going to come here and try to kick your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole thing of it is, like, nobody cares, but still, it's a factor. You know, injuries is a factor. When people get hurt, you can sit up here and attack the person that picked them or not. Injuries happen. And it's nobody's fault when they happen. You know, you can, like I said, you can be walking down the damn stairs and get hurt. You can be walking down the street, get hurt. You can be just running a regular route, slow-mo, and something can happen. You know, people have twins their backs just turning. You don't have to be old for that to happen.
Baseball dudes get hurt sneezing.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't have to be old for that to happen. And guess what? It can happen at any time. And if you've been in action, you understand that type of stuff. But, we like to just say things just to say them. We don't know half the time, but we just throw it out there because it sounds good. And it makes us feel good when we probably don't do a damn thing and anything close to them, and we get hurt, but we don't have nobody saying nothing about us. So
You're talking specifically about the Terry got hurt because of the holdout?
I'm talking about that, and I'm talking about other people getting hurt too. It's not just that. It's just a constant comments about they want to forget the injuries completely. You can't. It's not the complete reason, but it's a big ass factor in it. And I love people that probably never had a competition in their damn lives that always want to sit up and make those comments. That's where I get pissed at. Because let's be real. Same people probably talking that same crap about me. I wish I would have heard it, and then I would have just went to them and talked to them about it. But, it's amazing how ignorant people can sound sometimes. And it's not that they got an opinion. No, it's ignorance when you say certain things.
I think I was talking with somebody yesterday that you and I both know, and they were like, it would be really interesting if you did a study on the guys that hold out and then have injuries. And I was like, yeah, it would, but you'd have to couple it with the study of the guys that don't hold out and get injuries.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like I think it's called the green Honda effect. Have you ever read about that?
Mm-mm.
Nobody in their life ever notices a green Honda on the road until you buy one, and then you can't help but notice, man, there's a green Honda, there's a green Honda,
yeah.
there's a green Honda.
Yeah.
And because the holdouts generate so much attention, whatever happens after that has this magnifying glass on it. So if it's a down season, it's like, it's the holdout. If it's a injury, it's the holdout. There is zero to suggest that there's a direct correlation. There's also zero to suggest there isn't, but the desire to assign blame is just crazy.
That is what society is about today. They want to assign blame. Because let's be real. Lately, over the last few years, everybody goes to camp. And a lot of people still get hurt anyway. So the whole lot really don't make that big a difference because the guys that go to camp, so many people get hurt too. So if you really want to break it down, the holdout guys are very, very slim compared to the people that actually show up to camp.
So I got this tweet yesterday. I'm not going to say the guy's name because it's a nice dude who I've interacted with a ton. And yesterday when the news broke, I said, Terry McLaurin is out for Sunday, re-injured his quad. And this dude responded to me, worst contract ever, I swear to God. And I felt the need to respond to that. And I thought my response was pretty measured. I said, I get fans are frustrated, but how can you be a Washington fan and say that considering some of the contracts that have come out of Ashburn over the years?
Because that's the one that's at heart right now, and they want to say it. Terry's Terry's production, and the contract now, I would say would never put him behind Albert St. Hainsworth.
No.
Okay? It would never put him behind most guys that rolled in here. But see, that's the stupidity that people like to do. Because you know what? They go on there, they're online, they say that, they get all the little idiots to follow them, and they think they've done something.
I think there is a significant portion, or the people you're talking about. I also think people are just reactionary, and we live in a microwave society.
It is.
And it's like, oh, man, that's the worst. No,
but
it's not.
Saying. Well, don't say it. The thing of it is, we got to stop giving everybody an excuse just because they're reactionary. Don't say the dumbest thing in the world if you don't want nobody saying nothing back to you. Reactionary is you can do that, but you also got to deal with whatever comes to it. So it's stupid.
So the reality with Terry's contract, this is not some monster contract. He got some guarantees this year and next year. People are out of their minds, and Mike Phillips
his
responded.
Contract didn't break the bank. Believe that.
Phillips responded, and I just thought it was really funny. He said, it also shows how good the PR was that people think Terry won this negotiation. That deal was available throughout the summer. They just eventually got to a finish line where it's like, all right, we want to play. Mm-hmm. That hardly. Washington has the third most cap space going into next season. The Terry deal and what people think he got or whatever are out of their minds. He got a fair number for where he is in his career. He wanted a lot more. Like, the notion that Terry has somehow submarined this team is so freaking stupid.
That's what I mean by how dumb it is, because I've heard people who talked about him not getting what he wanted, but those same people are now still trying to act as if he did something wrong to this team. See what I'm saying?
Right.
If he didn't get what he wanted, okay, well, he lost the deal. If he lost the deal, why are you still wanting to talk about it? You know, see, that is where I get so confounded with it. And I've gotten better in my days of not just going straight at the folks. But you know what? That ish is wearing thin. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to eventually go back to who I've always been. And you know what? Since everybody want clickbait and everybody want ratings, I could give you some damn ratings. Believe that.
Right.
And we could deal with it on air, off air, however we want to deal with it.
The injury is really unfortunate for Terry. I'm glad, just as somebody that knows him and has known him for a while, I'm glad Terry in the KC game balled out. The 2 catches he made are highlight reel. That touchdown catch at the end of the year, when the NFL releases a dope video of capturing the season, that touchdown catch is on there.